guys. I would wake up at like 3 a.m., go to I think my ancestors were like rejoicing at the time because I am done. You get what's going on right now. So it's like, oh, so since your name means saved, do you know that all of a sudden there was like lightning? Like for the first time I felt like I think I have superpowers. Like so hey my loves, welcome to another one. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you are a returning sabi, you already know. So today is a very special day, and I'm doing this very special video and basically introducing you guys to my very sacred space, you know. So as you've seen the title, it says how I found out that I had a spiritual calling. So I'm not an expert, I'm just gonna tell my own story as to how I found out. I'm gonna put a little bit of gist in there. So when I was in grade 5, I used to take a public transport, and I remember there was a man and he asked me what is my name, and I told him my real name. So Uthando Lunye is basically a name that I was given by my mom. I don't know why. Like we have like weather names. I told him my real name, like my real name is this person. So if you know my real name basically means brought into life or saved, something like that. But saved by the Most High. So it's like, oh, so since your name means saved, do you know that means now I was in grade 5, guys. Now and like you live by your name, and since you were saved by the Most High, just know that now and you're going to save these people, you're going to heal these people. I was in grade 5, I did not even care what's going on, but to this day I remember and I don't know why, but I do. So the dreams that I would have is mostly water. I would dream of the sea. I would dream of the sea being very aggressive, or I would dream of myself praying at the sea. I would dream of like the river. I would dream of water a lot. And I definitely do think that my spirit definitely resonates with the river mostly. I wouldn't really dream of the snakes. Like I've heard people that they dream of snakes, but our callings are different. I don't dream of those snakes. I don't dream of those. I would dream of like the beats. I would dream of the cloth. I would dream of everything that I'm wearing. Basically, is something that I've dreamed of. I would dream of helping people a lot. I think those are the most significant ones. I would dream of the candle. I would dream of prayer. I would dream of people's problems. And I'll dream of things that are going to happen in Denini. Okay, so let's just take it back. Let's take it back to when I was 16. I think I was 17. I think 16 has. So so if you know what umhlonyana is, it's basically a Zulu traditional, I don't know what to call it, guys, honestly, but yenziwela umuntu emesafika engena esikhathini. As a woman, you're going into Japan to your periods, so it's basically to tell ancestors that you are now a young woman, you know, you're no longer a kid, you know. I don't know how to explain it, guys. So and so at night, not at night, like at midnight, we have to go with to basically cleanse. And so I'm going with all the girls to cleanse, and basically you're coming out of the water like a new person, because so I went there and someone with my own granny and other grannies lovers chikayo yabo. And so I went to the water, and the girls ababing gezanami, they checked, they cleansed, and then I was the one that was supposed to cleanse last, because obviously I'm the main character. So and then I cleanse. So while I was cleansing, and to tell you guys the truth, like for the whole entire day, the day was just normal. Like it was a normal day. There wasn't any rain. Like in terms of the weather, there wasn't any rain. There was nothing. Like it was a normal day. However, when I was cleansing, because it was around 3 a.m. in the morning, so when I was cleansing, all of a sudden there was like lightning, but there was no sound, so normally, I don't know, I think there's a different word for that, there was lightning, however there was no sound, there was no boom, like it was just like when I got into the water. So my granny freaked out, you guys. My granny freaked out. I was also freaking out because I was like, damn, what the hell. And so my granny was like, nope, take my granddaughter out of the water, I'm not comfortable. So they took me out of the water, and when they did that, they had to inform my granny as to why this is happening. So Labo Kokolaba told my granny, like, your kid is a special kid, but they were not really, I don't know what they told like the whole family when they got home, because however they just said your kid is a great kid, and what happened right now must feel like, don't share it with like the community, but like share it with the family and then speak to the ancestors. However, when they got home, they spoke to each other as elders. The ceremony was a success. So for me, I think that was like the beginning of this journey. My family was not really, I come from like the mother side of the family. We believe in ancestors, we do ancestral practices, and also my dad's side of the family. So it's not something new. Basically, Ekaya, they never really came back to me by looking. They never like I like they just wanted me to go to school and focus. And I went to school. I was getting good grades. I went to varsity. So when I got to varsity, guys, I was living my best life. Like first year, I was living my best life. Second year, I started getting sick. I think it was second year? I think it's third year. I realized, no man, like there's something that's not normal about me. So to be honest, you guys, I would dream, like even when I was younger, I would dream and tell my mom, would say, hey, where's the my mom was just like, oh, okay, my mom would explain the dream and it would actually happen. But Uma is not the type of person always and be like, you know what, I feel like my mom was also just avoiding J, but is it but we would never speak about it. So it would be like, oh, and then it passes. Sometimes she wouldn't even say a thing. And then what had happened was I was living at a race, right? So while I was living at a race, I realized it's okay, look, I'm serious, and I just felt like I'm and my roommates were fine, everything was good. I just felt like I'm. And so I went to school. I went to because I was going to UKZN, so I went to school and I told them housing, where basically housing loud costa and like so I was like, okay guys, I'm here to report Uti. Yeah, guys, I'm here to report Uti. I can no longer live with my roommates. They're like, okay, but we need like in the pasika why I'm like, okay, like getting a resam gate because sangoma. That time, guys, I'm only sick lokuguti right? However, I don't know where it came from, but I was just like, it's a good idea to just say this. I'm like, I cannot live with these people because there are certain things that I need to do. They're like, oh, okay, fine, they gave me a raise. Hey, I think my ancestors were like rejoicing at that time because I am done. You get what's going on right now. You understand. And so I told my then boyfriend, like, I'm moving out. Like, are you sure? I'm like, nah, I'm moving out. I want to live alone. Like, okay, cool. Hey guys, I was sick. So my sickness were basically like anxiety and heart palpitations. I think what and headache. Yo, ikhanda. Yo, it was the worst. But mostly it was heart palpitations and pain. So I would get heart palpitations with inhliziyo like it's shy, like it, like you'd see, like if I'm in class, right, and I'm wearing like a jacket or anything, would see my jacket is literally moving, like it is where I'm pampered to a point where it shows off to what I'm wearing. So fine, guys, the headache was bad. Your headache, I'm emphasizing on the headache because it was like mother of all headaches, guys. Like it was bad. Like I really kind of so I would call my mom, like, Ma, like I'm sick. I would let my mom know, like, I'm sick and this. My mom is that type of person, you know, those type of people that like when you're sick, I don't know. And then they take it seriously. My mom was like, I know, you know, it's probably like she wouldn't say it's like the calling, but she'd say like, no, isn't Ozako, you know, let's come home and you should sell people and you know, Zulul. Like I'll burn the incense in Zulul. And I'll go home, guys, and my mom would try to burn it and speak to my ancestors. Hey, my ancestor was not having it. Like, yo, guys. Like, it would be for like 2 days, and then it would come back stronger. It would come back stronger. And guys, I remember I would call, like, my boyfriend and cry. Like, I wouldn't sleep at night. Like, the anxiety. So at some point I went to the clinic, the school clinic. I was like telling like the nurse who's okay, like I'm sick and this is what I'm going through. I was like, okay, first pregnancy check, and then secondly they're like, okay, fine, what we're gonna do is because right now, okay, when I go to a clinic, so the nurse is like, you know what I feel like you have depression and basically go for counseling, and then antidepressants, I don't know what they call it, and then they gave me that. I am telling you guys, I think I took them for like 3 days. After 3 days, oh, you mean because I just felt so irritated about everything. Like I didn't at that time. And I was sick. I would dream of like my friends. I would dream of my friends' problems. Like I would know people that have a calling, like people around me that have a calling, I would know them. I would dream of obviously my partner. I would see things. I would vision like and maybe something had happened to them or something will happen. There's this 3-second vision like fast and it's so quick, but I would see it, and I knew from there, no, okay, no, this thing is really serious, like I can't take it. And oh, hey guys, like I'm a bad and I'll tell my mom, I'm like, hey, my mom going, guys, she took it very lightly. Like I'm calling now, but like my mom, she took it very lightly. So I always say to people about this, oh, this is not like into a you know, because they use, yes, they used to it. Sometimes you have a family that is used to this, but they don't really take it very seriously unless it's happening to them. So I was like, I need to come up with a plan for my mom to understand that I'm sick, you know. So I was like, you know what, I know my mom values school right now, and the worst that could happen is me dropping out. So I was like, no, I Like, Ma, I just came to tell you that I'm dropping out of school, and the reason why I'm dropping out is because I'm too sick and I cannot take it anymore. She's like, okay, now we need to go to a spiritual healer, which was, oh, Lago, may his soul rest in peace. And when we got there, the grand is like, oh, okay. Like, as if we got in, she's like, Njani, you know, and all that. And she's busy like smoking, and she's like, okay. She just got straight to the point, and it was just, for me, it was just way too much to handle. Like, I just got here, woman, and I'm like, because you are confused. Like, believe it or not, as much as when I'm again who's going through this, and you're like, what the hell is going on? The person that is going through it does not even know what's going on as well. Like, it's even worse. So we got there, and Coco was like, oh, okay, first of all, she has a spiritual calling. Hey guys, that moment, when something happens in their life and it's like a trauma, or but it's a moment where you feel it was an out-of-body experience. She's like, okay, she has a spiritual calling, and when she's pointing at my mom like, you know that she has a spiritual calling, and I don't know why because you know what she's going through. So she's basically going to be a healer, and she's going to heal people and whatever. So basically she told my mom the whole process and what she needs to do, and however, she was just straight up with me, like, you're going to graduate, you're a smart kid. However, angazi noma uphumelele in terms of that specific career or graduateayo ukuthi izokwenzeka yini without you doing this. It's like, okay, cool. Guys, I was confused. When I got home, my mom was like, okay, don't go to school today. We need to do the process that the granny had told us about. And then we did. Yo, that night, guys, that night was hectic. So my mom had called another spiritual healer now for her to just basically help us and help us with like the process. And she had called this spiritual healer specifically because she felt like maybe in Mudo was or something, I don't know. So we basically called her, and then in the process, the process, I'm not gonna go through like the whole process because that's very sacred. However, it seemed to be successful to me until the person that was doing the process was like, okay, so I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna help you free of charge for now, and then when you are able to pay, you can always come back to me and pay. I was like, cool. Like, at this point, what I've realized is that when you're going through this, and obviously it's your first time, you don't know what's going on, you're very confused, you will accept anything and anyone that is like offering you some help, and whether it's usizo lang impela, whether usizo ngalona right, but because you need the help and you're desperate and you're confused and you're hurt and you just want to heal, which is very bad. So I had gone to this woman. I'll go for like in weekends, during the week I'm at school. And to be honest, at that time, I think my ancestors had realized, okay, she's doing this, and they calmed down. So now I'm walking to school. I would walk around to school with my head wrapped, like ipai wrapped around my head. That's the only time I could be able to study. I'm gonna try to get some pictures, you guys, and try to put them here. I would study with a white cloth, because not that ngase tomorrow's gang was understand it, but because of like the headache was just excruciating. So I would need that for me to be able to be sane. And basically, okay, I had gone to this woman's place every weekend, and then weekdays I'd be at home, right? That seemed to be working. And however, during the whole process, you're also awakening them. And when I refer to them as them, I mean like the ancestors and everything, the underground gang. Like you're awakening them and you're just telling them you're basically ready to do whatever. And I wasn't ready because I'm still studying. My social life was really taking a turn. Like I was losing friends. Guys, I lost a lot of people. But I just feel like, and some relatives, but I honestly feel like it was meant to happen. And I also feel like people that I lost were supposed to be lost. Like I don't feel like I blame this for losing people. No. No. While I was going to this woman's place now on my weekends, like I said, my ancestors were like up here. They were up here. And now I would literally like vision, because when I go there, it's like more of initiating, like ingangiyenza. So obviously when I go there over the weekend, or my ancestors, like we would do things that are based on it. Like look your vacation. Guys, I would wake up at like 3 a.m, go to the river, cleanse during the day. We're healing people during the day. 12. Like it was hectic, but it was fun. Like it was fun because one thing about me, when I put my mind into something, if you know me, you know I ain't stressing it because the whole purpose of so that's why I was able to enjoy the journey. Plus going down healthy. But I don't think it was my time I did till this day. I don't think so. That Gobela that was helping us at that time was like, okay, every time you dream, whether you're here or wherever you are, every time you dream, you need to basically write down the dream. It's very important. On the dream, I will dream of how to heal them. So I write everything down. Okay, when this person comes, and then people would come. Now this is the issue. Guys, I don't have a ndumba, I don't have a scholar, I don't have anything like that. I'm just a kid that's trying to get good grades, get the degree, and go straight to the industry. Sometimes it will take like a month or two and perform. And it wasn't really difficult because it's not like I would approach people like, Lalela, I dreamt of you. No. First of all, I wouldn't even see the person's face on the dream. But because of the issue that they're having, listen, because I dreamt of this person or I dreamt of this issue, now I know how to help the person. And there's people who are now paying me a cent, but for me, it really did not matter. It did not matter at that time. It did not matter. Like I did not care which I'm getting a sense. Because really I'm confused. Really I'm trying to go through this process. Because in my mind I'm like, then I'm done and I'm like, sure, sharp, Bruce Lee. I'm moving on with my life, my life started to change because now I'm not socializing. I wasn't really going out. I was stuck here. Like even now, like I'm that type of person. I think that's where it started. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you each and every incident that I had or engagement that I had. I'm just gonna tell you one that was just more traumatic and an out-of-body experience. So I had a dream about this girl. Like I was sleeping in my room at rest and I had a dream about this girl and she was crying. So basically I'm dreaming that I'm dreaming. And I'm dreaming of this girl and she's like crying at like my door and like she's crying and like she's hurting or something. And then I'm dreaming of myself praying for her and everything. And then I woke up. It's just one of those dreams. Write it down and I move on with my life. I think after like a month I was studying. I had finished praying. And by the way, guys, one thing about spiritual calling, nothing in this world will bring you closer to God than this. I had finished praying, I have my candles there. I'm like, okay, cool. So while I'm trying to sleep because I've been studying, I'm trying to sleep. I know I'm gonna wake up and study some more because I'm writing on the next day. So I'm sleeping and then all of a sudden, it's like someone is screaming. I hear the scream. And because like it's women only race. And this person is just screaming and screaming until I woke up. And when I woke up, I can't feel me. Like I can't feel in the baby. Why until guys will say, I can't. You know, isn't anything I can't. So I can't feel it. And I'm waking up, I'm like, oh, let me just go back to my books because things are well. So I'm trying to go back to my books and I hear no, this person is really like screaming as if contents are alive and this shuffle. Yeah, and then all of a sudden there's a knock on my door. Okay, I open the door and RA, because I don't know who's RA is on my pillow, but basically it's like RA is like, I don't know, mundo katamares, you know, mundo in charge of like amareses or something, the people that we report to areas. And then she's like, hi girl, I'm so sorry to knock here. I don't know how you feel about it, but I just have to tell you because you know what, we don't know what to do. So I've been called upstairs and they're telling me that this girl is basically ilus, you know, and I just thought, let me just knock here because I've seen you walking around, I've seen you with your spiritual clothing, so and I just smiled at her. I'm like, oh, it's fine, I dreamt of her, I'm coming. She was so confused, guys. I don't know why I said that, but she just walked off. I went back, I spoke to my candles. I'm like, okay guys, it's happening. But now I'm walking off and I'm panicking. I am panicking. Like when I got there upstairs, I feel like there was like 20 people upstairs. Like people so obviously they scream, everyone is coming out to see what's going on. My security, I was panicking, guys. I'm like, oh my god, now everyone is looking at me like I'm about to save the day, like Superman. I'm like, hell no, I'm calling my mom. Like it's crazy. I think it was around 10 p.m. Called my mom. I'm like, girl, I don't know what's going on, but this and this happened, and yeah, I dreamt of this, but I don't know what to do. My mom's like, hi girl, there's nothing I can do. All I'm gonna say is whatever that you dreamed of, now that it's happening, you must do exactly how you're informed in the dream. I'm like, okay, sure, but now I'm panicking. Guys, I was panicking. Now I had friends about people that are going through the same thing. So I was like, you know, let me just call one of my friends, like, come and help me. Like, dude, where are you? Like, I need your help right now because I don't know what to do. And my friend's like, first of all, my farm. Second of all, even if I was there, I'm not gonna help you. I'm like, okay, fine. I just told them, okay, guys, just move around, because now what they were suppressing her, and I think that's why I was screaming. Like that's why Nilu was just not having it. So I was like, okay, guys, move. I prayed. I spoke to Elozi, and Elozi was speaking back to me, and it was just a calm. Like it became such a calm situation. Like everyone was around. In the I think to a point where people were now okay to go back to their rooms because they understood what okay, easy come situation. But because it was my first time experiencing something like that, I just could not let her go. Like Nanga was waiting, let me just go back to my room, and it was alright. Like I literally stayed there, guys. Mind you, I'm writing the next day. I stayed there the whole entire day, praying, and I would sing gospel song and you know, I just prayed for the water, I made a drink, and the ancestor in her told me that she needs to cleanse, because I think the girl was coming from the club, like because I'm when a bad baby girl. However, I was like, no, I have something in my room, just drink it and then cleanse yourself. And then she did that. Everything was just nice and good, and the family, and then in the morning we called the family, her family. They came to pick her up, and then the process was just, I did not believe, like for the first time I felt like I think I have superpowers, like it's real. Yeah, we've come to the end of this video. I hope this video was informative, and I hope you take away something kule video. And maybe you're watching this video because your ancestors want you to watch this video because something is coming. Because I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube before I knew I had a calling, about having a calling. So yeah, but I hope that you just take it easy on yourself. Take it easy. Or things are gonna happen. Always make sure that you communicate everything with your ancestor. Your ancestor is your best friend. Communicate everything. Communicate in the office as communicate communicating, and eventually we return the communicator. It's not the same with everyone. People always say, light up candles and go 3 a.m. and pray and speak to your ancestors, but no, it's not the same with everyone. I know how I communicate with my ancestors. When I need to speak or things that I'm going through or things that I need, I go on to like fasting in order for me to speak to it. So it's different. Like there are a lot of ways to communicate. So because you need to try all those ways, and you'll see learn was communicate and connect with your ancestors, and you'll know what's okay. So just take it easy on yourself and get with understanding. No one does. It took me a lot for me to accept as well. It was always a why me, but I can think in and enjoy. Like the good moments are going to be there. The surreal moments are going to be there. The confusing, the hurting, the healing, because honestly it's an ongoing healing with the ancestors. It's an ongoing healing. Like in I always say you're always learning and healing. Now you're ancestors yourself. So